Hello and welcome back to another installment of the Marvel Champions Cinematic Universe, where we're playing through the films in the MCU in Marvel Champions by kind of modifying the rules and then squinting to make Spiral look like Ghost a little bit. Because today we are playing through Ant-Man and the Wasp. If you are curious about the rule modifications or any of the other games, a link to all of that will be down below, so you can check that out. But let's talk about how we're going to implement Ant-Man and the Wasp into Champions. So Ant-Man and the Wasp, kind of the main antagonist, or Ant-Man and the Wasp is a weird one, but one of the main antagonists is Ghost, who kind of has this phase-shifting ability and can be kind of hard to track down, which is why we're going to be representing her with Spiral. And Spiral, instead of choosing show environments, we've chosen some modular sets which we'll go through. And then since it's kind of more of it's not street level, but it feels very much down to earth after like Civil War and a lot of the other iterations in the MCU. This feels very much back home type movie. We're actually going to be using the Streets of Mayhem instead of show encounters. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of one of these and use this as kind of the cornered deck over here. The other modular sets that we chose were Under Attack. We've got Down to Earth, kind of, back down to earth. And then, what was the last one I chose? Oh, Dystopian Nightmare. Dystopian Nightmare, because it has these hunted obligations in there, and kind of the entire movie, Scott is kind of running from the authorities, as he's not supposed to be outside of his house when he's on house arrest. So Hunted is going to be, him coming home, checking in, trying to convince uh, the authorities that he is fine. So that's how we're going to do it. Other than that, it's kind of a straight up game. The allowed allies in the deck are Wasp, and you can play off aspect as long as you include allies that come in the or that are portrayed in the movie. So we got Nadia, we got Janet, and we got Hank Pym as our allies. Blue being the off aspect because we are going to be running a aggression deck. We'll run through the deck fairly quickly, but if you don't care about that, you can use the timestamp to jump directly to the gameplay. Because we are limited on allies, it actually like the deck builds in this get kind of creative because Marvel Champions just revolves around needing allies to protect your hero, and that can get kind of hard, especially when we are not using um like chump blocks, and we also need a lot of threat mitigation here. And so I chose to run aggression for some reason. Probably justice could have been better, but here we are. We got aggression, we got swarm tactics, we got surprise strike after we change form, which includes hero to alter ego, and so we can use that. We've got first aids to hopefully heal some of our allies, chase them down to help with our search for Spiral, ready to rumble to ready, combat training, endurance, team building exercise, because most of his cards do have some sort of tiny or giant trait, twin carrier, helicarrier, crew quarter. If we're going back home to hide from, or not to hide, but to show ourselves to the authorities, might as well heal while we're down there. Mansion, build support, superpower training for Ant-Man's helmet, and our doubles there. So that is the deck build. It is 40 cards. We've got some allies, and we're going to have to figure out how to survive. I think with a lot of his healing with his helmet, as well as his alter ego ability and crew quarters, we can take some hits. Spiral can hit really hard, and so that is my main concern there. So what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle this up, and we're going to read this. So anytime it says the show environment, it's actually going to be a location setting. And so put the search for Spiral side scheme and one random show environment into play. Shuffle each other show environment together with the corner treachery to create the show deck. So first off, I'm going to shuffle these up, pitch one of them, and then this one will be in play. We got Secret Lair. Each enemy in play gains one acceleration icon, and each hero and ally in play gets one thwart. So, nice. Do that. Flip this. When a show environment would be discarded, place it on the bottom of the show deck. Again, location setting. And if this stage is completed, we lose the game. It comes in with 1 threat. Spiral says that if there are at least 2 teleport counters here, just kidding. Spiral says that she cannot take damage or be stunned. This is Ghost. Threat cannot be removed from the main scheme. When Spiral would attack, she schemes instead. And the idea here is that we can find her cornered treachery by thwarting down the search for Spiral, because after the last threat is removed from there, the player who removed that threat reveals the top card, places 3 threat, and we can also take 2 damage to remove 3 threat. So there's an out if we don't have great thwarting. However, being in tiny form, I think we're going to be able to find search for, or we're going to be able to thwart this down with the secret layer, getting that additional thwart. But we really want her to be on her cornered side. The scary part is that when she does go to her corner side, after she activates, you place a teleport counter there, and so she can flip fairly quickly, especially since we don't have that much stun. Now we have the risk gauntlets, which we can do something with. Ready to rumble, chase them down. Army of Ants, surprise attack, hive mind, and giant strength. Alrighty. I think we are going to keep Army of Ants. So if you're in tiny form, exhaust Army of Ants, deal 1 damage to an enemy, but Army of Ants actually does enable Hive Mind. So Hive Mind is remove 2 threat plus 1 for every Army of Ants. I don't think we're going to keep this because I don't think we need it right now. We don't need the surprise attack. I don't think we need the chasing them down. I don't think we need the Ready to Rumble. Although Ready to Rumble could be nice, but while it's a build card, it's not really the type of build card that I'm looking for at this moment. Giant Strength is good. We're going to go into combat training. Pim Particles, Giant Stomp, and a Resize. Cool. Nice. Alrighty, well, there you go. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. Now, we can... so when we flip into tiny form, we can remove a threat from a scheme. And then when we flip into giant form, we can deal 1 damage to an enemy. We could flip into giant form. I just don't know if there's any reason to flip into giant form other than using resize to draw a new card. Potentially, we might as we might as well cycle the card. So while we're in alter ego, let's go ahead and flip to giant form. I'm not going to do anything here in giant form, but we will resize. We're going to go down to tiny form and draw a card into Ant-Man's helmet. That's huge right there. Ooh, okay. Well, that kind of changes what we're going to do. So Ant-Man's helmet, after you change to giant form, heal 2 damage. When you change to tiny form, draw a card. Amazing upgrade. We want to play that. Let's go ahead and use the Giant Strength, Giant Stomp, and Pim Particles to play our helmet. Because we played Pim Particles while in tiny form, we will get to draw a card into First Aid. Do we play Combat Training here, or do we play Army of Ants? Let's use First Aid to play Army of Ants. Let's go ahead and have Ant-Man thwart down the search for Spiral. So we will flip into a Warehouse District. Each character in play gains Steady. You need 2 counters, or 2 status cards to enact the stunned or confused status. Let's do we want to hang on to combat training? That's a good question. Potentially no. I think right now yeah, let's pitch combat training. Nah, we're gonna keep it. Why not? Alrighty, let's stand up. We got Swarm Tactics. Change your other hero form. Ready your hero. This is amazing with Ant-Man's helmet. Although we do need a Wasp on the table, so hopefully we can draw into one. We got Giant Stomp. Resize. There's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Endurance. Okay. So we'll add 1. Spiral will scheme for 2 plus 3. That's bad. So that's 5 total. That takes us to 7. And our encounter card is going to be Concussion Blasters. They get Retaliate 1. We can exhaust our hero, spend 2 lightning resources to discard the card. Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and thwart for 2 here. Takes us down to 1. We will play Resize to flip into Giant form. We can deal 1 damage to an enemy, as well as heal 2, but there's nothing to do. We're going to draw into a Genius. Nice. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and use our ability to our once per round form change. Resize does not take that. To switch back to Ant-Man, we will get to draw a card, Ready to Rumble, and we get to remove a threat from a scheme. And we're going to get Back Alley Enclave. Each character in play gets +1 attack. So the next one will be the cornered side. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take 2 damage. Ooh, I should have done that. Ooh. I was not thinking. I definitely should have done that before I flipped to Giant form. Oh, I'm not using my counters. There's 2 damage right there. There you go. That would have been smart to go ahead and flip into cornered. Cause her when revealed to activate, if any. There is no when revealed. If there's at least 2 teleport counters here, remove all of them and flip Spiral. Reveal the top card of the show deck. Shuffle this card into the show deck. So we got Secret Lair again with some accelerations, and everyone gets +1 thwart. At this point, we can harm Spiral. So let's use Army of Ants to deal a damage. Let's use Genius to play Combat Training. It's going to give us a +1 attack. Use Swarm Tactics to play Ready to Rumble, and Giant Stomp to play Endurance. Alrighty. Let's stand up. The main thing that this helps us with is she's not going to scheme. And ideally, we don't draw an extra activation out of this deck so that we can keep her on our cornered side. And we can thwart this down, because I think this is going to be the worst part for us when it comes to loss condition. So we stood up. Let's draw into a Energy, Giant Strength, Pim Particles. Nice. Chase them down, and a Avengers Mansion. We're going to go up to, we're at 7. We're going to go up to 9 because we do have an acceleration token here. Spiral is going to attack us for 3. We're just going to take it on the chin. It's going to be +2. That's going to be 5 damage. And we get 1 teleport counter on Spiral. Our encounter card is a Friends and Family. While in hero form, increase the resource cost to play each event by 1. As an alter ego action, we can discard 1 identity-specific card from your hand to discard this obligation. Cool. Alrighty. Let's use Army of Ants to ping 1 damage here on Spiral. Let's use our basic activation to thwart 3 here to take this down to 6. Energy, chase them down. Pim Particles will play Avengers Mansion. Because we played a card using Pim Particles while in Tiny, we get to draw a card, which is Surprise Attack. Surprise! We don't have the money to pay for it. Unfortunately. Well, I guess we do have Mansion. Draw into another Army of Ants. I think Army of Ants at this point, let's use Surprise Attack to play a second copy of Army of Ants, is going to be a little bit better. We'll use that one to deal a damage. Just on the build side of things. Let's go ahead and flip into Giant form. After you change to this form, we're going to deal 1 damage to Spiral, and we heal 2 damage. That's going to take us back up to 10 health. But then we can flip down to alter ego next turn, so that's nice. We got a Giant Strength in hand. I'm thinking that we probably will just pitch that. I'm not Yeah, let's pitch that. And let's stand up. She will flip. I'm hoping that we can flip her again. Get her back to her cornered side. Because I'd much rather be taking attacks than I would taking schemes. Oh, Ant-Man only has a 4 hand size in Giant. I don't believe I've gone into the hero form or into that stage with Giant. So we got a Quinn Carrier, Chase Them Down, Strength, and a Superpower Training. We are going to add 2 to take us up to 8. Spiral is going to attack us for 3. We will take it on the chin. 4 total damage. Takes us down to 6. And that will flip her back to her cornered side. Our encounter card is an Evil Alliance. We're placing 3 counters here. We're going to see Yellow Jacket pretty soon, it sounds like. Gross. Alrighty, let's go Mansion. I'm hoping to get an ally at some point to go there. We will... How do we want to do this? I mean, we have to be taking some damage. We need an ally. Let's flip to Tiny Form. We will remove a threat from here as our response. And then we will draw a card, which is Ant-Man. Sweet. Okay. Cool. Let's use Strength and Chase Them Down to play a Quinn Carrier. Get that resource generator online. We use Quinn Carrier, Helicarrier, Superpower Training to play Ant-Man with 3 counters on him, effectively meaning that he has 3 health. We will use one of Ant-Man's activations to thwart down Search for Spiral and get a cornered. Let's go. That's big. That's really, really nice. So, shuffle, reveal the top, which is a secret layer. So it's the thwart one. That's also nice because we need some thwarting. Alrighty, 2 Army of Ants will take us down to 9 health on Spiral. We will basic thwart here for 3 to take us down to 5. Let's stand up. We only have 6 health, and so a 3 boost would take us out. 2, 4, 5. First aid, Wasp, surprise attack, risk gauntlets. That's going to be really good, I think. And team building exercise. I'm wondering if the play here is to chump block with Ant-Man. Spiral's attacking us for 3. Do we chump with Ant-Man, even though Ant-Man is 3 more thwart? Do we defend with... Do we chump block with Ant-Man? Do we defend with Ant-Man here? If we do, I'm kind of thinking that... Yep, I think what we're going to do is we're going to chump block with Ant-Man. We do have the ability to play Wasp, removing some threat from a scheme. She can then thwart again. So we have a backup here with Wasp. We also know we have another Wasp coming in a fairly thin deck who's not going to help us thwart. But yeah, I think that is the route. And then we can first aid ourselves. So Ant-Man will chump block. It's going to be 3 plus 1. So would not have been good. She gets 1. No! Oh, wait. Oh, no. We're just... Okay, so Dark Designs triggers. But we do not scheme. Because we added the 4th. So we're going to add Yellow Jacket. While you're in Giant form, Yellow Jacket has the Giant trait. Gains Retaliate 1. Tiny form. Yellow Jacket gains the Tiny trait and gets +1 attack. And then tech theft. Treat the printed text box of each tech player card as if it were blank. It comes in with 2. Alrighty. So Yellow Jacket is someone we do have to deal with. I'm just happy that Spiral did not scheme again. That would have been very bad. So tech right now is just our helmet. So let's mansion to draw a card and to build supports. Okay. We've got a Quinn Carrier, a build support, and a surprise attack to play Wasp. Since we are in tiny form, we will remove 2 threat from a scheme. And then she does have she has 3 thwart if we want to use that. Or to attack. I think we're going to use Wasp. It's so tough because I need to get rid of Yellow Jacket. I need to get rid of this for Ant-Man's helmet. I guess I don't have to use Ant-Man's helmet right now. Yeah, I think Tech Theft is going to come later. Let's use Wasp to go ahead and do 2 damage. Army of Ants to deal and take out Yellow Jacket. Wasp takes 8 damage. We will thwart for 3 here to take this down to 2, just to kind of anticipate her flipping back. To use team building exercise to play Risk Gauntlets. This is our stun confuse ability. Now we don't. I wonder if we should have hung on and stunned Spiral instead of what we did. Potentially, but here we are. We're going to let her flip, and ideally we'll be able to status lock her after that. So we got first aid. We're going to hang on to that just because I think we're going to need it. A Army of Ants, a Wasp, a Crew Quarter, and a counter card. The Army of Ants can do some work once you have 3 of them out. Just 3 damage every single round is pretty significant. That will clear a lot of the minions, which is nice. Okay, and a superpower training. We're going to add 2 threats here, take us up to 4. Spiral is going to attack. I think we're going to block with Wasps, considering we're still only at 6 health. Plus 2, that's going to knock Wasp out. Unfortunately, we did just shuffle our deck, so that's too bad. But here we are. Spiral will flip back after her activation. We got 2 cards. Concussive Blast, deal 1 damage to each friendly character. And under attack, each player chooses to either place 2 threat here or deal 3 damage to their hero. We will take 3 damage. Down to 2. Alrighty then. That's fun. If you're in tiny form, we can spend 2 lightning resources to confuse an enemy. Let's go ahead and exhaust here. Quinn Carrier and a superpower training to confuse Spiral. Good stuff. Let's thwart down Tech Theft to get rid of that. Don't need that in our lives. Mansion will go ahead and draw us into a chase them down. We don't have any it's kind of funny. We don't have any lightning resources to pay for Wasp because we used it for the confused. I'm okay with that, honestly. Army of Ants can't do anything while we're here. Did I need to thwart down Tech Theft this round? I don't actually think I did. So instead, let's get rid of under attack. The reason I'm not doing this is there is the setting in here that gives Spiral steady. And right now we have a block on this scheme, and I want to capitalize on that while I can. Each event I play is one additional money. Let's go ahead and chase them down to play our last copy of Army of Ants. Let's use First Aid to play Crew Quarter. Let's flip into Scott. We're going to heal. Takes us up to 4 health. We're going to hang on to Wasp. Ideally, we're going to get her out. While in hero form, increase the cost of each event you play. Discard one identity-specific card from your hand to discard this obligation. So hopefully we can get an identity-specific card and get rid of that. All right, let's draw up to 6. There's a Helicarrier. There's a Resize. Build Support. First Aid. And a Pim Particle. Okay. We're going to go up to 6 here on the main. Spiral is confused, which is a big sigh of relief. And our encounter card is a Hunted. Alter Ego action. Discard a card from your hand to discard this card. Cool. Looks like we are discarding some cards. Let's go Mansion to draw a card into Giant Strength. We'll discard Giant Strength to get rid of friends and family. Then we are going to discard Build Support to get rid of Hunted. Crew Quarter will heal us for 1. It'll take us to 5. I think I want to end in tiny form. And to do that, I can resize from giant form, but I do want to flip into giant form. That'll take me up to 7 health. Pim Particles, I can throw Wasp onto the table. Or, it'd be really great to use Pim Particles and Twin Carrier to confuse Spiral. I think that's what we have to do. But I don't think... Oh, no, Tech Theft is still there. I didn't think about that for Ant-Man's helmet. Oh, that's sad. I could end in giant form. I think I want the healing more than I want... Well, she's not attacking. Could I play... I could play Wasp. I could clear Tech Theft to get the healing. I don't think that's worth it. Okay, let's flip into giant form. Boom. Just like that. We will thwart Tech Theft to get rid of Tech Theft. We will resize, change to your other hero form, draw a card. Then we draw a card from Ant-Man's helmet. Then we get to remove a threat from a scheme, which will be here. We got an energy, so we can risk gauntlets the energy to confuse... I guess what we could do here is... We are going to do that. But I think what we want to do first is see what is coming up. So, because I don't want it to be steady. I guess I could just take damage to get rid of that show environment. But there also is no reason to use that quite yet. So let's do this. Let's use Pim Particles to play First Aid. I will draw a card for playing Pim Particles, which is to chase them down, and I will heal 2 damage. Go up to 7. Let's go ahead and just risk gauntlets, energy, confuse. It's going to help me with my math at least. And then I think we... Quinn Carrier to play Wasp with 1 counter. That'll be our blocker. Chasing them down Helicarrier to play Ant-Man with 2. Ant-Man will go ahead and thwart the search for Spiral to get a Warehouse District. There's the steady one. So we cannot have that. So we will take... This needs to go back up to 3. We will take 2 damage to cycle to the next one, which is the Back Alley Enclave. Everyone gets +1 attack. And I think we will take 2 damage again. I guess we don't have to. There really is no reason to take the damage right now. Because if we take the damage, we're pinging some on Army of Ants, but I would rather thwart this down next round, knowing that we will get 2 full hero turns while Spiral is cornered. So let's go ahead and stand up here. And we'll draw up to Giant Stomp. Surprise attack. Surprise attack. Resize. Woo! And a strength. Nice. We will add 1 here. Spiral is going to scheme, but she is confused. Then our encounter card is a targeted for extermination. The player who defeated this scheme confuses their identity. That comes in with 3 threats. Alrighty. We got a lot of healing coming up, so that's good. Let's go Mansion. Let's go ahead and draw a card now. Hive Mind. Sick. Alrighty, so this is going to remove 5 threats. So we can probably go ahead and just think about that. Then we can actually stun Spiral. Okay. So we've got... This is feeling pretty good. I'm going to take 2 damage. Ah, cornered. She flips. We're going to shuffle this in. Reveal the next one. Oh, actually, it's revealing the top card. So it should be the thwart one. And then this shuffles in. Okay. Okay. So she is cornered. We do have this. Oh, Hive Mind is not going to work because we are going to confuse... Not necessarily. So let's use Ant-Man's final activation here. To thwart down targeted for extermination. We will confuse ourselves. We will basic thwart to remove the confuse. Strength to play Hive Mind. We'll remove 5 threat from the main. Okay. There's the breathing room that we needed. Okay. 3 Army of Ants will deal 3 damage. Takes us down to 6. And we will flip up to Giant Form, dealing 1 damage to Spiral, healing 2 damage. Goes to 5. Two copies of Surprise Attack. Risk Gauntlets will stun Spiral. Okay. Resize down to Tiny Form. We'll remove 1 threat from here. We'll draw a card from Resize, and then we'll draw a card from Ant-Man's helmet. We will... Do we want to trigger Ready to Rumble? I guess there's really no reason to. But I probably should have played Giant Stomp because now we have a dead hand. Sad. One of the options here is we do have lethal, I believe. She comes in with 17, so we would have lethal. if we hang on to the giant stomps. So let's do that. We have to push her into, which we can do. We can do. All right, let's stand up. Got 2 giant stomps, pim particles, genius, and a giant strength. Okay. We're going to add 2 here to take us up to 3. Spiral is stunned. Our encounter card is Erratic Teleportation. Surge. If Spiral is on her corner side, place 1 teleport counter on her. If she is on her escape side, that surges into a size increase attached to Yellow Jacket. Instead, attached to the villain. After the villain activates, remove 1 size counter from here. There's 3 counters, so we cannot let Spiral activate. Our goal here is to take Spiral out this round. Can we do it? I don't know. We'll see. Mansion will draw us a card. It's a team building exercise. Pim Particles will play Giant Strength, which will draw us into a Swarm Tactics. Nice. Nice. Because we have a Wasp here. Okay. How do we play this? It's kind of exciting. We got at least 1 Giant Stomp. We've got a Swarm Tactics. But I don't necessarily think that we have everything we need to be fully successful here. Let's do Wasps can deal 3 damage. Flipping into giant form will deal 1 damage. That's 4. So if we flip to giant form right now. Boom. Flip to giant form. 1 damage. But I kind of want to attack, which will push Spiral. Aha, here we go. Flip to Ant-Man. Deal 1 damage here to take her down to 4. That's using our response here. We will heal 2 damage. Now she has an attack value of 5, which is pretty brutal. We're going to use Quinn Carrier, Risk Gauntlets to stun Spiral. Alrighty. Now we will attack for 4, which will push Spiral. And she comes in with 17 hit points. Spiral attacks each player. We'll remove the stun. And now she has even more health because 17 was, or more attack because the 5 was not scary enough. So 17 health there. Okay. Oh no. I messed up my. Actually, I had +1 attack there. I messed up my math. It's not great because I don't have the money to play Swarm Tactics. Oh, that's bad. That's real bad. I do have the money after I flip into. If I play Swarm Tactics right now, I have the money to flip into Tiny Form to draw the cards to get the money. There's resize there. How many resize? There's the other resize. Okay, so we don't have the ability to change back into giant form this round. That being said, we do need more. She's not going to flip immediately, ideally. So we could use Wasp as a blocker. And then next round, do everything that we had talked about. That probably is the right play. Yeah. I think it is. Okay. So what we're going to do is Giant Stomp to play Swarm Tactics. So change to your other hero form. Ready your hero. Whenever we change to this form, we're going to remove one threat from here. Take that down to 2. And we get to draw a card from Ant-Man's helmet, which is to chase them down. Okay. We will deal 3 damage with the Army of Ants. And I think we need... Oh, well, I guess we have this as well. Let's just go ahead and keep applying the pressure. Because now, when we flip, we will have a attack of 5 plus 8 that's lethal. So we can use Wasp to chump block. We also have Army of Ants to deal some damage before that. So even if we get exhausted, we should be close to okay. Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. Let's stand up. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Wasp is going to chump block for us. We're going to pitch chase them down. We will get an extra encounter card, which is a little scary, which is a surprise attack. So there's even more damage. So we're good on damage. Spiral. Now a spiral activates twice. Oh, spiral attacks each player, but she was stunned, so we do not get a teleport counter there. Okay. If she attacks us twice, I think we're in a lot of trouble. But it is what it is. Surprise attack, another surprise attack, and a giant strength 2 for 5. We're going to go up to 4 here. Spiral is going to attack. We will block with Wasp. That's going to be enough to take Wasp into the Shadow Realm. Add 1 here. We've got a loose ends. Searching encounter deck, discard pile, set aside, and remove from game area for a copy of your obligation, and reveal it. I think our obligation's still in here. Search for Cassie. Where is Cassie? Care for Cassie. Choose and discard 1 card from your hand. If you cannot change form until your next turn ends. Discard this obligation. Okay, so we will flip to Scott. We will heal 1 whenever we flip to Scott. And we will exhaust Scott to remove Care for Cassie from the game. During that reveal, if you change to alter ego form, discard 1 random card from your hand. If your obligation was not revealed this way, this card gains Surge. Yeah. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is surprise attack, but it is not giant stomp. That's the big one. Okay, next up, got common criminal. This surges into nowhere is safe. We're going to place a pursuit counter and discard a upgrade or a support we control. I think that can be crew quarters here, right? Yeah, we're at 8 health. We're fine. Okay. I attacked Spiral. I think just 1 time. So I'm gonna take that retaliate. Alrighty then. Let's go mansion to draw a card while we're here. So it's a Wasp. Nice. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we've got this. So we're going to flip into giant form. It's going to deal 1 damage here. It will heal 2 damage from us. Just like that. We'll choose to trigger Ready to Rumble to ready at this point. After you change to giant form, you get +1 attack until the end of the turn. So we're at 5 attack. We'll deal 5 damage here. We'll take 1. And then we've got a giant stomp to finish the game. That got hairy there for a little bit. I'm kind of excited that it ended up that way. But yeah, so there is Ant-Man and the Wasp. We got a couple of the Wasp characters in play. We got all of our allies in play. Yeah, so that's also pretty fun, very thematic in that sense. But hopefully you enjoyed the game. If you play along, let me know how it goes, and hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.